All right, welcome back everybody. This is part 2 of our intro to Excel. The spreadsheets that we were working on the other day was for our Better Body Shop. Just as a quick review, we added text in here. We used titles up at the top, a main title, Better Body Shop, then the annual review as a subtitle. We added column headings going across and row headings going down. We typed in our numbers. Okay, this big block right here is a series of numbers that we typed in. Then we came back and we added formulas. We did the formulas by using the auto sum button up here. If you remember, I told you make sure you select the cell where you want the formula to go, then go use your auto sum button. All right, we had some text kind of get cut off right here. We're going to deal with that later. That text is all still there. If I click on the cell, you can see it up here in the formula bar. So when you format these, you tend to go from the top to the bottom. And what we're going to do is we'll start off with the cell up here at the top where we have our title. Now this title, we want this centered over top of all of the columns that have text in it. So what we do is we select it and the cells to the right of it. Now I just clicked in the cell right in the middle of it, held down my mouse button and drug my mouse across. That'll select all the cells. Right here in the middle of your screen you have your merge and center button. So this is going to combine all this into one cell. So now we have one cell and our text is centered in there. This centers it over top of the columns. We're going to do the same thing for the subtitle. Now notice I didn't do them both at the same time. You cannot do them both at the same time. You can only do one row at a time. So we're going to select the second row, do the same thing to that. Now, we're going to go ahead and select both of these cells because we're going to change the font on them. All right? And you just go up just like you did in Word. If you click on this little button right here, you can open it up and you can see a list of all your different fonts. And so you can kind of choose what font you want to use. We're going to use a font called Broadway. So if I scroll down just a little bit, we'll find Broadway. And then I'm going to select just the first cell up the top because I want to make my main title quite a bit larger than my subtitle. So I'm going to bump that up here. I'll just use my increase font size button. Let's bump that up. I guess 20 points will be good enough. We'll take the subtitle underneath it. Let's bump that up to about 14 points, like that. And that's normally how these things are formatted. So the main title up at the top, the company name, is usually going to be your largest, and then your subtitle, which describes what's on this sheet, is going to be formatted usually the same font, but maybe a little bit smaller size. Okay? And so now that we've got all that done, we could also change our font color if we want to, kind of up to you. So let's say we select our text, use your font color button, same button that we used when we were in Word. So I'm going to choose a different font color. We're talking money, so I'm going to go with like a dark green. Then underneath this we have our column headings. Now I'm going to format the column headings using a style. So I'm going to select all these going across, include the blank cell that we have over here in A3. So we got the range A3 through F3. And you have a cell styles button up here. Okay? And when we open this up, there's a lot of different styles that you can use. We're going to be focusing on using the heading styles. So you've got a heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and each of these changes the font. It adds a bottom border to the cell, and it changes the font color too. So I'm going to come in here, and for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use heading style 3. All right. Now, as a general rule, columns look a whole lot better, column headings do, if they're centered over top of the text. So I'm just going to use my centering button, and that'll center those column headings. Okay. Now, going down the left-hand side, we have a bunch of row headings. Each one's in a separate row. And we're going to select these and we're going to format these also, but we're going to do this a little bit different. One, we're just going to make them bold and italic. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and bump the size up to size 12. Kind of like that. Now, what I want to do is a little something different. We're going to change the width of this because right now it's getting cut off. Okay? Now, as a general rule, I like to auto-fit my column width. The easiest way to do that, if you go up here, we're in column A, right? I have my cells selected. Really, you don't have to have any cells selected for this. But I'm in column A. If I move to the right side of that column heading, see how the mouse changes into a two-headed arrow? If I double-click with my left mouse button, it'll change the width of it. It auto-fits it. It always makes it just a little bit wider than the longest thing in the column. Now I still have my cells selected, and I'm actually going to change my alignment on this to right alignment. So I'm going to use my right alignment button, and it just kind of gets nice clean edges here at the side of this column, and that goes along with that clean edge that we get from the border coming above it. Alright, so now I want to go down and I'm going to select these cells right here. These are all numbers, remember, and then we got formulas around the outside. Well, the formulas at the bottom are totals. So what I want to do is I'm going to select my cells going across right here. We're going to go back and use our Cell Styles button again. And they have a style in here for totals. That's this button right here. And so totals in the accounting world, which is what Excel was created for, really. And when you use totals in the accounting world, we'll click off so you can actually see the formatting. You have a border above the total, and then you have a double border underneath the... added to the wrong one. Sorry. Let me undo there real quick. Selected the wrong cells. Got to select the total cells. Let's go do that again. There. Like I was saying, when you have your total, kind of like your grand total, you'll have a border above it, but you have a double border underneath it. And that just kind of signifies this is the bottom of the spreadsheet. These are the totals. Okay? So that kind of gives you a good idea on formatting these so as to make things look nice and neat. Now, we're not done because our numbers are kind of messed up. Yeah, they're numbers, but it looks a whole lot better if you keep the same number of decimals throughout. Okay? So I'm going to select all my numbers here real quick. And then what I want to do, anytime I have a number numbers where they're over 1,000, it's best if you also have commas in there. So if I go up here in this little section for numbers, here's all your different formats for numbers. You can do a lot of different things, control this. But I'm going to go ahead and click on my comma button. So this is going to add commas, but not only is it going to add commas, it's also going to make it 2 decimal places. Alright? So you can kind of look at this as a comma as, alright, hey, we're dealing with money, but we're not going to actually use a money symbol. Now, column C, here's where we get a problem that I mentioned last video. And that is when you get a number or an amount that gets too wide for the column, you get hashtag symbols. And so what we need to do is we need to go auto fit this column width. So this is column C. I'll just move my mouse over on the right hand side and double click. That'll widen it out so now we can see all of it. Okay, everything looking good. So now we got all of our numbers, but again, for counting purposes, you do want to make sure that you know that this is currency at some point. And so what we do is you start off, you don't want dollar symbols throughout the whole thing because it looks kind of messy. But we select the first row up here at the top, and then we use our control key and we select the last row, your total row. And so we're going to add dollar symbols here using the accounting format. This is the accounting number format that uses the dollar symbols instead of the comma. I know it says accounting right now, but it really isn't. So I click on this. This adds my little dollar symbols for those. And that way anybody who's looking at this knows these are American dollars. Also, I want you to notice when we use this format, the accounting format, the dollar symbols line up on the left-hand side. Okay? So if there's a gap in here, it's just because the dollar symbol has to line up with the bigger number at the bottom. And so that's just kind of how things work. So now that we've done that, The other thing that we want to do is when you have a bunch of numbers like this, it's always good to go ahead and represent them using a chart. Visually, it's a lot nicer for people to see. So when we create our charts, as a general rule, you never select any of your totals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select everything but the totals. I'm going to start with this blank cell right here. You need your column headings and your row headings, because if not, it's not going to make any sense. So once you've got all that selected, we want to go ahead and insert a chart. So we just go to our Insert tab. When this opens up, right in here you've got all these different types of charts that you can choose from. Now, for us, we're going to go ahead and just do a simple column chart. So if I click on this button, it opens up. Here are your different options that you have for your column charts. We're going to keep this fairly simple for right now. We're just going to go down here and use this first 3D column chart right here. So I'm going to click on that. So when you do this, it automatically puts the column chart right in the middle of your screen. And what you want to do is you're going to click in any of the kind of blank corners and drag the chart down underneath your numbers. So we'll go down here and we'll put this down here so that it kind of starts over in A9. You can resize the chart, and usually what I like to do is I like to make sure that it's pretty much about the same width as whatever I've got for my numbers. So I'm going to widen this out some. Just makes it a little bit easier to read. And I'm actually going to drag this down just a little bit because it's kind of cutting off the double underline. So when you get your chart in here, some things that you need to kind of keep in mind. You have a chart title up at the top. You have labels running down the left-hand side, all right, and labels running across the bottom. Then you will have with it a legend. The legend is kind of telling you what color each of these things represents. Okay. If you do not have one of these, or if you look at this and it doesn't make any sense, then chances are you've selected your data incorrectly before you created your chart. So we're going to go up here and change the chart title. So I'm going to click on it once. That'll select it. Click on it again, and now I'm inside of it, and I can change the text. So usually whatever your subtitle is, that's what's going to go in here. So this was annual revenue. Okay, now kind of click off. Now we can apply a design to this. You've got lots of different chart designs, and if you mouse over it, it'll kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. All right, some designs work better than others. I'm going to go ahead and use this style number 8. We can open it up and you can see some more styles, but let's use style number 8 for this one. Some other things that you can do, if I click once on one of these labels at the bottom, it'll select all of them. We can change the size of them. All right, so let's go back to our home tab for a second. We'll bump the size up just a little bit. Let's say we'll go to 11 point. You can do the same thing on the left-hand side. Click once over there. Let's bump that up. Now, since these numbers are a little bit bigger, I'm not going to worry about quite making it as large, but there's a lot of things you can do. Also, since you have all of these numbers in here, we could go in and design this or get rid of the decimal places. All right. So like I'm going to right click on this and let's format this axis right here. And so this pops up, and this kind of gives you an idea of what kind of divisions you have. But what I want you to see is if we scroll down some here, this is a number, and we can open this up. Let's scroll down a little bit more. And we can change the decimal places because we really don't need all those zeros sitting there. So I'm just going to change that to a 0 and hit enter. And that'll save me a little bit of space. We'll close this. So once you're done doing that, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to add a header to this. So you just kind of click off of your chart. You don't want to have your chart selected. We're going to go to Page Layout. All right. You're actually going to open up Page Setup and then go to your Header and Footer tab. We're going to add a custom header. And so then you just go over on the right-hand side and you put the information in we normally do. So our name, enter down. We'll go ahead and put in Better Body Shop.